Core team, I got sick of sending out long, detailed emails, so I decided I'm going to record a video, and I'm going to send you a video instead. But I will send out there are a lot of details coming, and I'll put all of our details in an email. But real quick, I just want to touch base again. I'm super grateful for all of you. Sunday was such a blast and just an encouragement to worship and talk about worship. And I'm so thankful for what God is bringing together in our core team. It's such a really neat group of people who are passionate about church and church plants, and even more importantly, we're passionate about Jesus and who are ready to get involved and be a part of this thing. So first off, I just want to say thank you, and I'm so blessed and humbled to be a part of this along with you. But as we are jumping into this spring season, and as those of you who were there on Sunday heard, we want to do a big push. Okay, we want to take what God has given us in our core group, and we want to see it multiply. We want to be a kingdom outpost. We want to be a church that is bringing people in and are experiencing a little bit of what heaven is going to be like. And we do that by being in the church and bringing people to be a part of that. And we want to do, a really big push. So, like I said on Sunday, what we're going to be doing in April and May, the four kind of main core group dates, we're going to be over at the Comfort Suites in over by the airport over there, and we have the conference center rented out, and we're going to do normal core group to the extent of we're going to worship, we're going to get together and eat food, we're going to have some teaching, we're going to be praying together, and we're going to do some of the normal things that we've been doing, but we want to invite other people to be a part of that. And we're going to be allowing you guys to be using some of your gifts. We're going to have some people out greeting. We're going to do a little bit more worship and have more people up there. And, we're going to be using the gifts ahead of time, trying to get people there. And we want to do and make a really big push for this church plant in April and May. But leading up to that, we want to be seeking God's face. We want to be going before the throne as a core team. We want to be doing work and really putting a lot of this burden on our shoulders. Now, I was even reading in Matthew today when Jesus is talking to Peter, and he tells Peter, on this rock, I'm going to build my church. God is talking about himself. He is going to build his church. It is God's work that's going to do it. But we want to be faithful and give God what we have. So I have a couple challenges that I want to put out in front of you. Daily, weekly, and then kind of a special event that I want to challenge us all with. The first thing I want to challenge with is our daily stuff. I want to challenge us from now until our next core group on April 8th to be praying every day for this church plant. And not just a little quick throw up, but really getting on your knees with specific prayer requests. And this is going to be intertwined in a lot of other things that we're doing. But we want to be praying for people. Okay, we want opportunities to talk about people or talk to people, to tell them about this church plant, and just be praying for people, but also the people of our core group. We need to be praying for a summer meeting space, a place to meet on a regular basis as we get ready to launch. We need to be praying for a fall meeting space where we're actually going to launch this church, that God would open up doors and finances. And then 3, we need resources. We need to be praying for resources, finances, gifts, different things that God gives us that we can use, our talents and our time. We're going to need those things. So we need to be praying and asking God to open up those doors. But along with that, daily praying, but also daily talking. Get in the habit of daily talking about this church plant. Talk to your family, talk to your kids, talk to your coworkers, talk to people at the gym, talk to other moms on play dates. It doesn't have to be always inviting people to be a part of it, but get into the habit of talking to people on a regular basis about this church plant. So those are 2 things I want to do daily. Praying specifically for things and talking about on a regular basis. Then weekly, and a couple things I want to do weekly. This ties into some of the things you're going to be daily. But one, I want us to weekly be taking our journal, here's mine, taking a pen, and I want us to intentionally be writing down people we're going to pray for and that we're going to ask. And so just taking time to really plan ahead and pray for opportunities for inviting people to these next kind of preview core nights, or these vision nights that we're going to call them. But then two, on a weekly basis, invite somebody to core group. Okay, so if that means that you have to schedule a coffee meeting or invite a family over for dinner, or go intentionally talk to your neighbor or coworker or somebody who's in kind of transition or might be looking for a new church home, go after that person, intentionally pray for them, and then schedule a time with them. And on a weekly basis, invite somebody yourself to one of these core group meetings. But then the second thing I want to do on a weekly basis is I want us to be investing in one another. And so I want you to call, text, meet up, have for coffee somebody else in our core group. And just get together with them, find out things that you could be praying for them, and start praying for them, and vice versa. Give them things that they can pray for you for. So we're going after people outside and inviting them in, and then we're going after each other and intentionally meeting up with both sets of people. And then lastly, what I want us to be doing kind of extra, so we have a daily praying and talking about weekly, writing down names, praying for them, and then going after them both inside and outside our core group. And then lastly, on April 4th, Thursday, April 4th, I want to challenge us to have a time of prayer and fasting. So fast from breakfast and lunch and dinner if you're really holy. But just you can do it whatever time you want. But take some time on that Thursday as a core group where we're going to pray for this, fast and pray for these next 4 core meetings where we're going to be inviting people to them. And we want to put it before the Lord. We want to fast. I'm going to fast from food. I'm going to fast from a few other things. I'm still kind of writing down the list of what I want to fast from. But you can kind of look in your life and what do you want to fast from. But as a core team, we're going to do this together. And I'll send out, or Ashley will send out, a little bit more details on things we want to pray for. If you want to be sending in prayer requests, we'll put those on there as well. But set aside that day, April 4th, where we're all praying for this upcoming spring and this church plant. So I want to invite you to be a part of these things. Daily praying and talking to somebody about a church plant. Weekly, figuring out who you want to talk to, praying for them, and then going after them. But then also going after weekly somebody in our core team that you can be encouraging and praying for as well. And then getting ready for a time of prayer on April 4th all together. Let's seize this time. This is going to be a sweet time. God has given us a moment in eternity where we can be a part of his kingdom. God is going to build this church. God is going to use the gifts that you have, the gifts that I have, and we're going to come together and let's see God move, but let's go after it together. So take up these challenges and let's see what God's going to do. Pray for you guys. Love you guys.